and you won't be disappointed with what you got to hear.
It is a fantastic renewal. It's time to join Mark for the call.
Turning to walk in, all clear is given, and they're off. To a huge cheer from the massive crowd here at Kempton. This is the Grade 1 Ladbrokes King George VI chase. 3 miles ahead of them, and it is Il Est Français who bounds into the early lead, followed by the Jukebox Man, and then towards the outside is Django Bay. As they go over the first, Jello is the back marker, and on now towards the open ditch, and it's Harry Cobden and Il Est Français with a break of a couple of lengths over the field, flying over that open ditch clear. Little slow at the back of the field was Jello, and so they go now onto the turn into the back straight. Il Est Français by 2 lengths towards the outside, the Jukebox Man. Then keen against the inside rail is Gaelic Warrior. In 4th, last year's winner Bambridge, and then in quite close quarters, Factor File just had to be taken off heels, just got caught in a little bit of a box. Then towards the outside is Django Bay with Master Chewy, last but 1, and Jello is the back marker, and now they go towards fence number 3. Il Est Français comes to it with a clear lead. It was a couple of lengths. They crossed over that first plain fence in the back straight. Il Est Français to Gaelic Warrior, keenly against the rail. On his outside is the Jukebox Man, and then Bambridge as they go over the next plain fence. Then Factor File, followed out a little bit wider by Django Bay. Now there's a break of about 3 lengths to Master Chewy and a further 3 lengths to Jello. This is an open ditch. Fence number 5, Il Est Français, jumps it really well. All of them safely over, and now on towards the final fence taken down the back straight, which will be the 6. Il Est Français by a length and a half to the Jukebox Man in 2nd. Gaelic Warrior over in 3rd, Bambridge in 4th. Out wide, Django Bay is in 5th. To the inside rail, Factor File racing in 6th. And now closing up from the back of the field, Jello around the outside of Master Chewy. Into another turn they go, and on now towards the final 2 miles of the Grade 1 Ladbrokes King George. And the leader continues to be Il Est Français. Il Est Français by a length and a half to the Jukebox Man, who races in 2nd. Making an early move around the wide outside is Django Bay into a dispute of 3rd, with Gaelic Warrior on the inside between horses. Bambridge shuffled back to 5th. Factor File is in 6th. Jello now is in 7th and has relegated Master Chewy to be 8th and last. On towards fence number 8, Il Est Français put himself right, still leads by a couple of lengths. In 5th position, Bambridge just landed a little steeply, having hit the top of that fence. On now towards the 9th, it will be the last in a circuit's time, and it is Il Est Français who leads them towards halfway, sails over that plain fence in front of the stands. The Jukebox Man in 2nd and Gaelic Warrior in 3rd, and Django Bay is in 4th and Bambridge 5th. And then a length and a half back to Factor File, a further length to the outside Jello, and creeping up on the inside is Master Chewy. So they've reached halfway in the King George, and it is still Il Est Français who's led them for a circuit. In the hands of Harry Cobden. Racing in 2nd, the Jukebox Man and Ben Jones. Then the pink colours on the inside of Paul Townend on Gaelic Warrior. And Paul just takes a little look back to see where some of his main rivals may be. He sees on his outside Nico de Boinville on Django Bay. And then Bambridge and Sean Bowen. Switch wide, Factor File and Mark Walsh as they go over the first fence on their 2nd circuit. Charlie Deutsch and Jello last but 1, and Sam Twiston Davis and Master Chewy at the back of the field. Onto an open ditch. Il Est Français had to really reach for that. Scopy enough, however, still to have a lead of 2 lengths over the Jukebox Man in 2nd, and then Django Bay to the outside now into 3rd. Still right on the inside rail, Gaelic Warrior is in 4th, followed by Bambridge in 5th, and then out wider Factor File in 6th. Master Chewy and Jello, although relegated once again to 8th and last, he's no more than 5 lengths now off the leader Il Est Français with a mile to go. 7 more fences to take. Il Est Français still has the lead. To the Jukebox Man in 2nd, and Django Bay wide on the inside then is Gaelic Warrior over the 7th from home, at which Jello was just a little slower in the air than some, ridden away from it. On now towards fence number 13. Il Est Français still has the lead. The Jukebox Man man only 2 lengths away, racing in second. To the inside, Gaelic Warrior. Out wide, Django Bay between them is Bambridge, and then Jello and Factor File and Master Chewy. The final open ditch is fence number 14. Il est Francais by about a length and a half to the Jukebox Man in second. Now being pushed along is Django Bay in third. They're bunching up, going towards a fourth run home, and it was Il est Francais, but he's joined now by the Jukebox Man on his outside. Django Bay right there in a very close third. Jello makes a big move around the outside. He is now in fourth. Just covered up then is Gaelic Warrior with Bambridge. Master Chewy on the inside. Factor File around the outside. Still no more than 4 lengths. Splits this star-studded field of 8 as they make the turn for home. 3 fences to go in the Ladbrokes King George, and it's now Django Bay on the outside of the Jukebox Man. Jello is right there. Gaelic Warrior is on the inside. Bambridge tries to come through between horses. Factor File towards the wide outside, down towards the second run home. The Jukebox Man had a lead of only a neck to on the inside. Gaelic Warrior, Bambridge the reigning champion with every chance. Django Bay right on the outside. Still a length between the leading 4 in the King George. Over the final fence, Bambridge a nose in front. Gaelic Warrior to the inside. The Jukebox Man racing up towards the line in a head-bobbing finish in the centre of the Jukebox Man. On the far side, Gaelic Warrior, and on the near side, Bambridge, in a classic renewal of the Ladbrokes King George.
Ben Jones celebrates like he's won the King George. Oh, he might well have done.
Amelia's Legacy, they sent on their way from the 1600 metre marker. Tamira's the first one out by a length and a half. Lady of Distinction is strong, they're not going hard. Limitless Sky, the pink cap. Forward motion between runners. At the rail, Lucrative, red sleeves and cap. Then behind that one is Amelia's Legacy, followed by the grey Perillo. It's about 7 lengths off the leader, and they're not going hard at all. Then comes Ice Rain, and Regeneration's the trailer, about 8 lengths off the leader. Absolutely crawling and forward motion controls. Tamiris is second. Pink Cap, Limitless Sky third. Lucrative at the rail fourth. White Sleeves, Lady of Distinction, then the grey Perillo, Amelia's Legacy, behind that Regeneration and Ice Rain, about 8 lengths off the leader in the listed Flamboyant Stakes. And it's forward motion, Limitless Sky is second, the rail Tamira's, Lady of Distinction and Lucrative, then Amelia's Legacy, followed by Perillo, and then comes Ice Rain and Regeneration. They're homeward bound, they're going to quicken up now, and forward motion leads it. Limitless Sky is second, Tamira's between the two. Lucrative is on the inside. The Lady of Distinction comes out for a run as they get to the 300 metre. Amelia's Legacy's also trying to run on. Forward motion, Tamira's, Lady of Distinction and Amelia's Legacy running on. Tamira's, Lady of Distinction and Amelia's Legacy down the inside. Ice Rain, forward motions, trying to fight back. Lady of Distinction won it. Second, Amelia's Legacy, forward motion, then a photo, Tamira's and Ice Rain.
racing from the 1020 meter mark. Acrobat didn't get the best of breaks. He's at the back end of the field early on, but Fortune Baby from the widest barriers gone across and goes up to lead with Pearl and Crown, showing pace battle on the inside. Steel Cuts is improving around runners with Aradon Pegasus. Pacific Soldier broke out well, but he's dropped back to 5th, racing 4 lengths off the leader. 3 lengths back to Iron Ruler. Up on the outside of Sabah Win, then came Griffin. Acrobats is 1 from last, and Star Victories the back marker, 10 lengths off the leader as they make the way past the 500 meter mark. Pearl and Crown up in front with Fortune Baby, matching each other stride for stride. Steel Cutter pulls off their heels in 3rd. Then came Aradon Pegasus. Pacific Soldiers battle on the inside with 5 lengths to make up. In behind that, Sabah Win with Griffin and Acrobat. They're into the final 250 now, and Fortune Baby shoots clear. He's gone 2 lengths ahead of Pearl and Crown. Then came Steel Cutter. Sabah Win out the pack, chasing towards the outside, but it's all Fortune Baby, and Fortune favours the bold in the first. He's going to win by about 2 lengths. Fortune Baby the winner from Pearl and Crown. Sabah Win gets close for 2nd and 3rd. Then came Steel Cutter. Pacific Soldier found a 2nd win at the end to finish up in 5th. Griffin, Acrobats. Then came Aradon Pegasus. Iron Ruler and Star Victory was last across the line.
And Ruby's trying to go at Hildegard. Meanwhile, something called Rexford Phil, a.k.a. Sexy Rexy, just chilling. You take a look at Mr. Winston. Ellie, by the way, was the defending champion. Is going to be a handful. Holy cow. They're ready. Y'all ready? Okay, ready? Go! Here come the Corgis in Heat 6. What a great start for Hildegard. And now Faye's trying to bite Hildegard. Meanwhile, 12, 9, and 11 in a spine tingler. What a race! And the winner is Teddy the Rocket Rodriguez. Go on, Teddy. Oh, Teddy's picking a fight with Cricket. And now Teddy just said to a entertainment representative, get out of my face. Teddy, a corgi with a mind of his own. Hey, get off that corgi, Teddy. Teddy victorious. Luna runs back to the owner, who sadly is Sand Street. And now Luna's rolling over, looking for a little belly rub, but aren't we all?
Phobia, Aero Velocity's charging across. Super Jockey, Not Listening to Me, Strathmore, Lucky Bubbles in behind the pace with Gold Fun. It's a frantic speed up front. Getting back is Amazing Kids with Charles the Great. The Wizard of Oz is third last. A length then to Divine Boy, and 2 lengths away last of all is Chautauqua. He's a dozen lengths from the pace, and the pace is hot with Buffering driving through to lead now with Penophobia. Aero Velocity's out 3 wide. Super Jockey, Mongolian Saturday, Not Listening to Me, Strathmore, Lucky Bubbles, Amazing Kids, The Wizard of Oz, followed by Gold Fun, Charles the Great, and now Berry unleashes the champ, Chautauqua to the middle part of the track. Penophobia tackled Buffering with Aero Velocity. Aero Velocity put his head in front from Penophobia. Strathmore, then Not Listening to Me, Lucky Bubbles. Chautauqua is winding up. Aero Velocity joined by Strathmore, Lucky Bubbles. Chautauqua still coming, going to the lead, Lucky Bubbles. Chautauqua, here he comes, the Thunder down under. Chautauqua race to the lead. What a champion! Chautauqua beat Lucky Bubbles.
Starter has them, and they're off, racing away. The Sky Bet Super Sub Novices Hurdle Race, over a mile 7 furlongs, 171 yards. And just as he did at Cheltenham last time, Ambiente Friendly heads off in front over flight number 1. A small mistake out the first there came from hurdling first time at Sense of Reason. Ambiente Friendly quite keen in front again, leading by the best part of 3 lengths to Wondering Why in white and dark blue. Then For Old Time's Sake saddles in third from Sense of Reason, then Bob a Job in dark blue and red. Then the colour change, Glen Mick, and the dark blue and green now, the white cap there for David Bass, alongside Saatchi in the blue jacket. Behind those, Ever Ready is back from a big break from the circuit. Eastern Shores is behind her, and then behind Eastern Shores is Bamba. Out over flight number 2, OK. Ambiente Friendly still wants to go quicker in front. Trying to get him settled here, Sam Twiston Davis. Not exactly tearing away, but still a little keen. He was in far too deep to that flight of hurdles. He gets away with it. He's going to come by to about a lead of 3 or 4 lengths. So Ambiente Friendly, last year's Derby runner-up, leading by 3 lengths here at Huntingdon on second run over hurdles from Wondering Why, and then For Old Time's Sake. Behind him then toward the outside is Bob a Job, Sense of Reason to the inside of those 2. And then Glen Mick and Saatchi, followed by the mare Ever Ready, and Eastern Shores is still right towards the rear of the field as well, together there with Bamba as they're about to go into the corner. Ambiente Friendly will lead them into the far side. From Wondering Why, a race is in second. For Old Time's Sake, Richie McLernan back in third. Only a half a length away to Sense of Reason in red and white diamonds there for Tom Cannon. Next is Bob a Job in Nicola Boinville on the hurdling first timer, followed then by Saatchi. Behind Saatchi is Glen Mick, and then came Bamba behind those as they race on towards their next hurdle. Ever Ready still wider out from Eastern Shores as they go towards flight number 4. Ambiente Friendly leading from Wondering Why towards the outside. These 2 pairing off a little bit now. From back in third For Old Time's Sake, followed then by Bob a Job, then to the inside Sense of Reason. Ahead of Glen Mick and Saatchi from Ever Ready. Behind Ever Ready is Eastern Shores in purple with those light green spots. Jumping over that next flight of hurdles, Bamba still held up towards the rear as well. So they've taken the first 5 flights, still being led by Ambiente Friendly. From Wondering Why in second, Bob a Job, For Old Time's Sake and Sense of Reason lined up across the track there in third, fourth and fifth. Then Ever Ready and Bamba poking up between rivals now. Saatchi on that one's inner, For Old Time's Sake just in front of those. Then came Glen Mick and Eastern Shores towards the outside of the field. Turning to then go through their starting point down the side of the course and on their way towards 3 out. Ambiente Friendly leading from Wondering Why over to third last. Over in third position then was Sense of Reason. Ever Ready was next. Bob a Job has now come under pressure. For Old Time's Sake hasn't really picked up. Bamba's trying to edge up into it. It's still Ambiente Friendly who will lead them in. Chased all the time though by Wondering Why, who's now on terms towards the outside. 2 lengths away to Sense of Reason, who's back in third. Ever Ready's in fourth, then For Old Time's Sake and the staying on Bamba. They're racing down towards their penultimate flight of hurdles in the yellow. Ambiente Friendly now joined to the outside by Wondering Why. Wondering Why and Ambiente Friendly, they led the way over 2 out, getting well clear from Sense of Reason. Then Ever Ready racing down towards the final hurdle. It's Wondering Why under Ben Jones, who now lead by a length to Ambiente Friendly, who lands in second and tries to battle back. Sense of Reason in third. Great scrap up the running now. Wondering Why, Ambiente Friendly. Wondering Why just in front. Ambiente Friendly's come back though. Ambiente Friendly's rallied to win it. Ambiente Friendly got back up to beat Wondering Why in a great finish. Eastern Shores has come from nowhere to be third. Then Sense of Reason and Ever Ready and Bamba.
Well, that was quite some race to watch. Sam Twiston Davis joins me now, having won aboard Ambiente Friendly. Didn't look likely, I have to say, in the home straight.